Coming home in the evening, each day much on my mind. Fast.
Hi there, peace unto you. My name is Rashida Ali and welcome to Rashida TV, a place to be to gain practical tools on how to create tranquility in your heart. And welcome to another Q&A segment of Rashida TV. And today's question comes from Toby, and Toby writes, "Hi Rashida, I love watching your videos and I must say your topics are so helpful and relevant. Thank you so much. I recently got married and I have seen a lot of posts and stories of people who have had successful marriages and unsuccessful marriages. So far so good, my spouse has been good. I would like to know what are the things that I can do or we can do to keep our love alive. Thanks a lot for your videos. Love, Toby." Thank you so much, Toby, for this question. And you know, it's so good to see this kind of questions, like when you see positivities, you know, knowing that there's still some, you know, very good men out there that are looking after their spouses. So in today's video, I will be sharing some tips that we can use in order to keep our love alive and, you know, keep the relationship, you know, growing healthy and, you know, lovingly. So without further ado, let's get started. So number one is intention. Now it's really important that when you go into a relationship, you go with that create mindset. Like you go into that relationship with the, you know, with the mindset that, you know, what can I do to make this relationship a better place? Like what are the things that I can do to make this person a better person? So, you know, recently I met someone and, you know, she was telling me that, you know, if she meets someone, like the first thing she does, she thinks is like, how can I make this person a better person? Like, how can I leave this person in a much, you know, positive state, not the way I met them? You know, if we can go into our relationships with this kind of mindset, then obviously, you know, it would reflect in the things we do, because you are just thinking of how can I, you know, make this person great. The next one will be having the growth mindset. Now, when you're in a relationship, like it's really important to have that mindset of, you know, wanting to grow, wanting to be a better person, you know, wanting to do things that would improve that relationship. And you know, the most beautiful thing is when you grow together, like, you know, and you can only grow together when you do things together. So, you know, encouraging each other, like, you know, calling each other to success. Want a situation whereby one person is trying to grow, trying to be better, and then the other person is not. So if this happens, then obviously, like, you know, this will cause a rift in the relationship. So the next one will be effective communication. Now this is so important. Like when you see a lot of relationships and you know that breaks up, you can see that sometimes it's due to not communicating effectively. So what can you do? You know, like the most important thing is, like, you know, talk about things. Like don't hide anything from each other. And also if there's anything that you don't know and you're not sure about, if you're in doubt, then it's really important to ask. You know, also it's very important to listen. Like when you guys are in a dialogue or you're trying to talk to each other, you know, just listen, you know, give them the chance to talk. And also obviously if you feel like you're not in the right frame of mind to have a discussion, then it's important that you stop and you think, you know, think of what you want to talk about, and then look for the right time that you feel that, okay, this is, I can now discuss something. Also, you know, you want to always stay positive, like, you know, positive communication rather than negative, and, you know, just making all the things you talk about like negative. So the next one is self-care. Like, you know, self-care on, you know, alone, it's just that opportunity to refresh, you know, to give yourself that time to get yourself together and fill up your cup. Because, you know, I know marriage is about giving, but at the same time, if you are empty, then what are you gonna give? So you want to have that time, you know, have that time for yourself, think, you know, do things that makes you happy, so that, you know, you feel fulfilled, and then you can give back, you know, to your family or to your spouse without feeling any anger or without feeling like unfulfilled or feeling guilty. So the next one is change. Like, you know, we you know, you hear that change is like one of the most constant thing, and it is. Like in your relationship, in your marriage, you have to understand that, you know, everything might not go smoothly and things might change. It could be, you know, financially, it could be, you know, your health, different things can happen, and, you know, this can cause changes. So the most important thing is to realize things are not going the same way, but how can I accept this change? You know, how can I support this person, and how can I, you know, adapt to these changes, because sometimes you find out that a lot of relationship breaks because a change has occurred and the two parties don't know how to manage it. So they just feel, well, we can't cope with this, and then we have to just call it an end. So the next one will be to respect each other. So you want to make sure that you respect your spouse, like genuinely, like you give them that benefit of doubt, you give them the opportunity to speak, like you don't make fun of them or just bring them down every time they say something or they do something. You have to be there to support them as well. And also, respect their family, respect their friends, respect, other things that they love, because that way, they will see that you genuinely, you love them and you want the best for them. So the next one is do not snoop. Like, okay, I know, when you're in a relationship, try not to be too nosy. Like, if you're not given the permission to maybe check on their phone or check their emails, then don't do it. Like, and also if you don't do it, then they wouldn't do that to you as well. Don't check on their phone. Don't start searching for things that would not benefit you, rather would cause you more harm. So the most important thing is that you keep doing good. You keep being the best version of yourself. The next one will be praise. Now, this is really good. Like, it's always very good to focus on the positive, and also, find out what your partner is really good at, and focus on that and praise them. Let them know how good you appreciate what they're doing. Let them know how good they are, whatever they're doing. Little things like, I like the way you cook, or I like the way you do. You look after me, or like the way you buy me gifts, just whatever you feel that you like, just focus on that and praise them. Honestly, when you do that, the head just goes big and they just never want to stop doing it. They just want to keep doing it because they see that you appreciate it and they want to do more. So the final thing will be to embrace your position in your relationship. Like, we all know that you can't be perfect in everything. Like, we all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses. Now, once you know this, like, it's so important to just embrace it and value each one of you's position in the relationship. You're in that relationship to complement each other, not to compete with each other. So the moment you see this and you realize this, you won't feel like, oh, I'm in the competition with someone. So Toby, this is my 80-year Q, and I hope this has helped. And I hope you can use all these tips in order to keep the love alive in your relationship. Now it's your turn. I would love to hear from you. I'd love to know, what other tips have you been using in order to keep the love alive in your relationship? Please leave a comment below. Did you like this video? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and please share with your friends and families. Remember, having tranquility in your heart is the key ingredient to having a successful and a happy life. Thank you so much for watching, and God willing, I'll catch you in the next episode of Rashida TV.
Coming home in the evening, each day much on my mind.